You're watching WYLN TV 35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Julia Wiegand. A Hazel Township man sustained severe injuries after being assaulted by his ex-girlfriend. According to state police, 36-year-old Lindsay Krieger entered the victim's home around midnight on April 11th. She allegedly attacked his new girlfriend while she was asleep, where she sustained scratches to her face and a bruise to her head. She then allegedly tackled her former boyfriend from behind, causing him to hit his head and neck against the wall. He was transported to Lehigh Valley Hospital Cedar Crest with a serious spinal cord injury. Krieger was charged with aggravated assault, simple assault, and harassment. Bail was set at $20,000, which she posted through a bondsman. A residential structure was severely damaged during a Monday afternoon fire in Carbon County. Firefighters from both Carbon and Schuylkill counties were called to the blaze that broke out at 137 West Catawissa Street in Nesquehoning around 1:30 Monday afternoon. At least 6 people were displaced from the rental unit building, which sustained heavy structural damage and may have to be torn down. 2 neighboring homes were also damaged by heat and fire, and the Red Cross was called in to assist the residents. A state police fire marshal was called in to investigate the cause of that Carbon County fire. A federal judge has thrown out the mask requirements for nationwide public transportation. Judge Catherine Kimball Mizell of Florida struck down the mandate that applied to airplanes, trains, and other forms of public transportation. Just last week, the CDC extended its mask mandate through May 3rd, while it assessed the potential spread of the Omicron subvariant known as BA2. TSA officials stated that the agency wouldn't enforce the mandate. However, the CDC recommends that people continue to wear masks within indoor public transportation settings. Meanwhile, the Biden administration is reviewing the ruling and may decide to appeal the decision. Ride-sharing companies Uber and Lyft also lifted their mask requirements for both drivers and passengers. A Luzerne County man's facing a lengthy prison sentence for allegedly possessing child pornography. 24-year-old Gabriel Gregory Vaught was arrested by West Hazelton police and Luzerne County detectives last November after authorities received a tip from Dropbox that child sexual abuse materials were uploaded to Vaught's account. He then entered into a plea agreement where Judge Joseph Sklarowski advised that he face up to 3,500 years in prison. Vaught is scheduled to be sentenced on August 11th. In the meantime, he remains locked up at the Luzerne County Prison for lack of $100,000 bail. Republican Robert Schnee was officially announced the winner of the April 5th special election, following the certification of Luzerne County's results on Monday. Schnee will serve as state representative for the 116th Legislative District and complete the remainder of former State Rep Tara Toohill's term, which expires on November 30th. Luzerne County Council will also have to decide Schnee's council seat vacant and have 60 days to appoint his replacement to serve the remainder of his term, which expires in 2023. Schnee, who lives in Sugarloaf Township, defeated Democrat Amilcar Arroyo and Libertarian Paul Swalina in April's special election. A local tire company is being sold to the New York-based company Mavis Discount Tire. According to a recent report, Moosic-based Jack Williams Tire Company will be acquired by Mavis sometime in May. Jack Williams is a family-owned company that's been around the area since 1929. The business grew from a small shop in Kingston to 39 retail stores with over 800 employees across central and northeastern Pennsylvania. There's no word at this time as to just how much the business is being sold for, only that it'll increase Mavis's nationwide retail presence of nearly 1,500 stores. Political office candidates are reminded that it's illegal to install, put up, or place any sign, including temporary, on the PennDOT right-of-way. The PennDOT right-of-way includes anywhere along state roads, interstates, expressways, and other limited access highways. Political signs cannot be attached on light or signal posts. guide rails, or other PennDOT traffic control devices either. Campaign signs placed along roadways run the risk of reducing visibility at intersections and possible harm to animals. Plastic signs blowing off their posts could clog drains, and wire posts left behind may cause safety hazards to PennDOT workers mowing roadside vegetation. These illegal signs will be removed and stored at the PennDOT County Maintenance Office for 30 days prior to disposal. The first Margaritaville resort village set its destination for the Pocono Mountains. Margaritaville, a global lifestyle brand inspired by Jimmy Buffett, whose songs invoke a passion for tropical escape and relaxation, has been a state of mind since 1977. The brand announced development in the Pocono Mountains will begin construction in 2023, with a projected opening of mid-2024. Margaritaville Hotel Pocono Mountains will pay homage to the original Pocono Manor built in 1902. The Landshark Bar and Grill will offer beautiful views of two states and embody the charm of the Poconos. The brand's luxury camping and entertainment destination, Camp Margaritaville, will offer a variety of camping opportunities, and the RV resort will feature a Bargaritaville dog park. That's just the tip of the iceberg, and more information can be found on their website. A vigil will be held this weekend for Hector Padilla, who was 15 when he was fatally struck while riding his bicycle last year. The ceremony will be held at 4 p.m. this Sunday, April 24th, in honor of his name, at the corner of Poplar and Elm Streets, where he was hit by a truck back on June 12th. The driver, Gabriel Hernandez Mendez, is scheduled for sentencing next Tuesday, April 26th. The family's hoping for justice for Hector, but also wants to make sure that drivers remain aware of bicycles riding along the roadways. Coming up on Wyln News, details on the Time Off to Vote Act, plus the Fine Arts Fiesta makes its way back to Public Square. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Charlie. I am 8, and the forecast for tomorrow is partly cloudy.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the Wyln News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Did you know that WYLN News provides news updates every weekday afternoon
At 1, 3, and 5 here on TV and on social media?
Did you also know you can watch WYLN News on the go by visiting our website or YouTube page?
Now more than ever,
WYLN is your local news leader.
several U.S. representatives, including Matt Cartwright, recently introduced the Time Off to Vote Act. The act requires employers to provide their employees at least 2 hours of paid leave to vote in a federal election. When election time rolls around, those who work are unable to head to the polls because they can't afford to take the time off. 23 states and D.C. gave the working class a form of paid time off to cast their votes back in 2020. Cartwright says that voting shouldn't come as easy for those who are well off. The bill would guarantee that American workers won't have to decide whether to lose their paycheck or be able to vote during election time. Department of Health Acting Secretary Kiera Klein-Peter will resign from her position with the Commonwealth by the end of the week. Klein-Peter previously served as the Executive Deputy Secretary for the DOH and as Special Advisor to the Secretary of Health. She worked heavily on the COVID-19 response during her time in those roles, where she led the state through a successful vaccine distribution and worked closely with hospitals to maintain patient surges. Klein-Peter also served as the Director of Rural Health Innovation for the department, where she designed, implemented, and expanded population health initiatives that touched upon social determinants of health. Governor Tom Wolf will then be naming Physician General Dr. Denise Johnson to serve as acting secretary. Catholic Social Services is getting ready for their annual theme basket auction. The event will be held this Sunday, April 24th at Moadonna Hall at Queen of Heaven Parish, located on North Vine and 12th Streets, from 11:30 a.m. until 2 p.m. Over 100 baskets will be valued at $25 or more. Lottery boards and gift certificates from local businesses will also be available for the drawing. You don't have to be present to win. However, winners must pick up their prizes within 2 days of the event. Large items will also be chanced off, and a food sale will be featured as well. The Fine Arts Fiesta Committee announced the 43 artists from 5 different states who will be in attendance this year. The event will run from May 19th through the 22nd at Public Square in Wilkes-Barre, where artists' work will be displayed, demonstrated, and sold. Featured art this year will include jewelry, pottery, painting, drawings, mosaics, glass, wood, leather jewelry, tie-dye, brooms, photography, silhouettes, and pen and ink. In order to showcase at the event, the artwork is judged by the Northeast Pennsylvania community or by their booths being observed at another festival. Once they're welcomed into the fiesta, set up and approved by judges, the artists will be able to participate for the next 2 years. Coming up on Coaldale's News Choice, we talk what makes up PSP on this Trooper Talk Tuesday, plus Leading the Way, Part 2. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later tonight on Wyln TV.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Jura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazelton, 570-454-7229.
Abby is still perfecting her sidekick, and her jab is just for show. But for Abby, this is a remarkable day, because Abby recently defeated a real foe, cancer, when she partnered with Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital, a children's hospital close to home with more than 30 pediatric specialties. Take a bow, Abby. You deserve it. Lehigh Valley Riley Children's Hospital. Your health deserves a partner.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman on WYLN TV 35. Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 4, Sundays at 9.
Membership opportunities are now available at the Valley Country Club, 79 Country Club Lane in Sugarloaf. Clubhouse upgrades are in progress and will be ready for the spring. Call Frank Radis for details at 570-233-5328.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here. Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazelton.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Join us later for Let's Talk Chiropractic when we talk about how Danelle went from sweating, nervous, terrified of her first adjustment to a happy, wonderful patient that she is today. Join us.
Welcome to Trooper Talk Tuesday. With me is Trooper Anthony Petrosky from Troop in Hazelton. And Trooper Petrosky, I've seen Troop in Hazelton.
Yes.
It's a nice building.
It is,
It's
yes.
a nice place.
Yeah.
What goes on in there? And is it just you that's in there?
It is not just me.
Oh.
There are many more troopers, yes. You know what? The thing about that building is it never shuts down. So we operate 24/7, 365 days a year. It's always open. We're always providing services. We have different units in the entire state police, but at each troop there are different units. So we have patrol, which is the backbone of police work. It's put your uniform on, go out in a marked car, be visible.
They're the ones we see.
That's who you see. That's
Yep.
who pull you over if you drive a little too fast. Yeah, I know my viewers don't.
Never.
But that's the backbone of police work, responding to calls. Hey, when somebody calls 911 and we get it, they answer the radio, they go to the calls, and they handle the calls accordingly. That's patrol. They're always working. Snowstorms, weekends, holidays, you name it, they're working. We also have our criminal investigation unit. We always have somebody working in the criminal investigation unit. They handle more serious crimes, so they'll handle death investigations, homicides, home invasions, robberies, things like that. So they're always working also. We also have the community services unit, which is what I'm part of. We have our forensic services unit. They'll go out, they'll process scenes at major crime scenes that we have. They'll photograph, they'll process it if they have to collect any evidence. We have our fire marshal unit. We have a polygraph unit. There's a lot that goes into the state police. We have many assets in the department, and there's over 250 specialized positions in the entire state police.
And the ones you just mentioned are just in Hazelton.
Yes.
So there's more?
Yes, there's many more, yes. So we have over 250 specialized positions. Don't forget we have aviation, we have helicopter pilots, we have airplane pilots. We actually have 2 boats in the Pennsylvania State Police. We have full-time K-9 members. We have members that are part of our Special Emergency Response Team, which is our CERT team. Essentially, it's a SWAT team. We have individuals that are on our mounted unit, which is the troopers who ride the horses.
So saw those at the farm show.
They
were
something,
spectacular.
right? Absolutely. Everybody
Yes.
loves the horses.
Yes.
There's so many different positions. There's troopers who train other police officers, other troopers. There's internal affairs. There's also a division of the state police which goes around to every troop across the Commonwealth and checks everything to make sure that we're doing everything correctly. There's a lot of checks and balances, and internal affairs, that's a big one. People, they think we don't really like police ourselves, but we do. Our internal affairs division is the real deal. They will, if they find out a trooper did something wrong, they will discipline them, they will arrest them if they need to, and they will fire them if they need to.
And we've seen that in the news recently.
And we don't hide from it. You know, if somebody's representing this patch in the wrong way, then we don't want them anyway. So there's many different assets within the Pennsylvania State Police, and we offer those to everywhere. So a police department that might not have a forensic services unit, we offer that. We offer our fire marshals, our polygraph unit. If another police department needs any help from us, we are there to help them out.
You know who you forgot, don't you? The IT people.
Oh, yeah. We
can't forget about those computers.
That's true, yes.
Whoa.
That's true. I mean, we have computers in all of our cars and,
yes.
our desks. Yes.
Yes.
There's so many different assets. And IT in our department, that would be on the civilian side. So we have enlisted members, which will be all troopers who go through the academy.
Oh.
And then we have civilian workers. So
I did not know that.
The IT division, it would also be our dispatchers who answer the phones at the barracks. We have our clerical staff. They're all civilians. So they didn't go through our academy. They went through their own training for their specialized jobs.
See, now I did not know that.
Yes.
I wasn't aware that there were both sides, but
Yes.
not only the IT people, but also the computer crimes division as well.
Correct. Computer crimes. There's so many different. There's so many different assets. You know, we have a drug division. We have undercover division. There's so many different kind of jobs, and that's the nice thing about getting involved in a large police organization. There's a lot of opportunities. And so many different positions, so you don't just have to work patrol your entire career. If you want to branch out, you can.
And it's also interesting because people who, as you said in the very beginning, people who are watching always see Pennsylvania State Police vehicles.
Correct.
On the interstate, on the turnpike, driving. So what happens with the people who are on these what do they do when they're not doing what they're doing?
That's an interesting question, right?
Yeah.
So depending on your position in the state police, you might have a marked car, like I have, like patrol members have, or you might be assigned an unmarked car. So if you work computer crimes, you're going to have an unmarked car. If you're a criminal investigator, you're going to have an unmarked vehicle. It has lights on the inside in case you need to respond somewhere quickly. You could turn the lights and the sirens on, but it doesn't have all the police stickers or anything like that. So it depends on your assignment.
So they're out there.
Absolutely.
Like the folks who are doing aviation.
Yes.
They're still out there.
Absolutely.
But we just don't see them all the time.
You just don't see them, yeah. And that's why it's nice to do community events, because we're able to show these assets. That's why it's cool to have the helicopter come to community events and land. Or you'd be surprised how many times I'm at like a gas station or something and somebody says, "Can I take a look at your car?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you want to sit in it?" And they're like, "Really?"
Not in the back seat.
I mean,
Wait,
not in the back,
back
right.
seat.
But we want to be able to show this stuff off because we only have that stuff to be able to provide a service to the citizens of the Commonwealth. So yeah, we enjoy doing that kind of stuff.
Well, what a welcome. Right? That's a very welcoming statement
Sure
for you to
is.
make.
You see me pumping gas at the Turkey Hill, come on over, I'll show you the car.
Add Papa's gas while you're there
Yeah,
too,
why not,
maybe.
right?
But not in the back seat.
No,
Not
you
in
don't
the
want to be
back
back
seat.
there.
But we're going to have Trooper Anthony Petrosky back with us very soon for another Trooper Talk Tuesday here on WYLN.
Penn State Hazleton is improving the lives of others, starting in our community.
Providing degrees that meet the needs of the area.
Fueling entrepreneurship and contributing more than $36 million annually to the state's economy.
Researching the health of our local ecosystem on the Susquehanna River.
Together, our impact keeps growing, backed by the strength of 24 campuses and 700,000 alumni.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Tomorrow's care starts today with Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your ER partner.
TJ's Chimney Service professional and complete chimney service cleans, rebuilds stainless steel liners, custom concrete poured chimney crowns, fully licensed and insured, all work guaranteed. Roofing services also available. Call 570-861-0027. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969. Wyln CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the children's programming report is on file for public inspection at 647 State Route 93, Sugarloaf, Pennsylvania 18249 during regular business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
Wyln's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Sandy Kirshner is leading the way again into part 2 of this week's series.
And welcome back, folks, to this week's Leading the Way with Sandy Kirshner. So, for those who may not know what your role is, could you explain to anybody watching just what all you do?
That's a long answer. Okay.
Exactly.
So for Children's Service Center, I am a behavior consultant. So I work in the field with children in classrooms, homes, daycares, pretty much anywhere kids go. We go with them, specifically to provide ABA services to help them function, in whatever environment they're in. But then recently, for the last 2 years, we have also been part of the Autism Collaborative Centers of Excellence, and that is the part of my job where I am the Senior Service Navigator at the Hub, at the Autism Family Support Hub. And there we pretty much just provide support to the community. Anyone can call and ask questions. So if a family is looking for services, looking for recreational opportunities, looking for someone to cut their child's hair that is sensory friendly, all of those things, we can help guide them to services. And then we also offer some resources, both ourselves and with partnerships in the Hub, like a therapeutic lending library. So my role in the Hub is just to manage all of that and connect the resources.
Nice. And everybody kind of interacts, and you're kind of the head honcho.
I am directing, yes.
Absolutely. Yes. All right, folks. Check back tomorrow night as Sandy continues leading the way into part 3 of this week's segment. Good night.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.